Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Dear students, welcome to Inside Delhi. In this video, we are going to discuss GS Prism Prelims test series of the topic Environment and Ecology. Within that, we are going to discuss about a subtopic Climate Change and Pollution. So let's see what are there in this paper. So as we know, this paper consists of 100 questions. Out of these 100 questions, 80 questions are from climate change and pollution and 20 questions are from current affairs or our current developments. So these 80 questions are given as per the schedule which was mentioned in the test series, and these are 20 questions are given from the dates which are mentioned for the current affairs in the schedule. Okay, so let's start with first question. So consider the following statements about ecosystem. So they're asking something about ecosystem, but before knowing ecosystem, let's see this diagram. See, in anything, okay, it starts with an individual organism, right? So when any individual organism, that is nothing but which has a capacity to survive on its own, okay, it can interact and it can survive on its own, is nothing but called as individual organism. Okay, so this individual organism, generally we treat that one as a basic unit. Okay, so when the same type of individuals are came together, then that is nothing but called as population. Okay, so and in this population, these organisms, okay, live in the same area sort of thing, and they will try to interact between them. Okay, so like this, different species will have, right? So the populations of different species, when they came in a given area, then it is called as community, and there is an interaction between these different species. Okay, so means only living aspect will be there here. But when we come to the ecosystem, okay, so different communities means all the different populations will be there. Okay, and whatever the non-living aspect or abiotic aspect is there, okay, so these living species will interact with this non-living aspect also, okay, and they interact between them and also with the non-living aspect. So that comes under this ecosystem. Okay, so let's see what is the given question that have been asked. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms interacting with their non-living environment. Just we have seen, right, in ecosystem, non-living aspect will also come here. So this will be the right statement. Next one, an ecosystem includes the biotic, that is nothing but living, and abiotic, non-living components of an area and the interaction between them. Just now we have seen this one also. Okay, and sunlight is an important component of any ecosystem. Yes, this is the right statement, because see, sunlight is the primary source of energy. Without sunlight, okay, even the plants which will do photosynthesis, they cannot do, right? So once there is no primary production which was done by the plants, there won't be any consumers. Okay, because we all depends upon the plants for our daily survival, right? So primary source of energy comes from the plants. So if this is not there, then the ecosystem or whatever that is there, it will not function or it will not survive. So this is also right statement. So from the question, let's see what they have asked. Which of the following statements given above are correct? Okay, so they're asking the correct, and all three are correct. So all three are there in the option D. So our answer will be option D. Let's go to the next question. Okay, so consider the following list containing terms related to ecosystem and the definition. Okay, so they have given some terms and the definition. Okay, so just now we have seen, right, community means, okay, so community, population, organism, all these things we have seen, right? So directly we'll read community, a number of members of the same species that are proximate to one area. See, the number of what they have asked, same species. We have seen just now, same species means that comes under this population, right? So this was given wrong. If this is wrong, obviously this will also be wrong, right? Because it is a fundamental functional unit in ecology, because it interacts directly with the environment as well as with the other organisms. So it is the definition of organism. So this is also wrong. Okay, and let's see what they have given. All the populations occupying in a given area. Okay, it is nothing but community. So this also they have given wrong. So all three statements are wrong in this case. So let's see what they have asked. How many of the terms and definitions given above are correctly matched? So here all are wrong, so none is our answer. Let's go to the next one. Which of the following can be considered as abiotic component of an ecosystem? So they are asking about abiotic. Abiotic is nothing but non-living aspect, whatever that is there, that is abiotic. So let's see, producers, plants, all these things will come under producers. So this is living aspect, so this is the wrong. Consumers, okay, this is also living aspect, this is also wrong. Okay, so inorganic substance, yes, okay, this is non-living. Dead organic matter, obviously non-living. okay, and climatic factors like temperature, rainfall, humidity, everything will comes under this one. These also non-living aspects. So 3, 4, 5 are correct. So let's see what they're asking using the code given below. Okay, so they are asking the correct statement, right? So 3, 4, 5 are correct. So 3, 4, 5 are there in option C. So our answer will be option C. Let's go to the next one. With regard to the strategies to reduce carbon footprint, consider the following statements. Okay, so they are mentioning something about carbon footprint. Okay, so carbon footprint is nothing but whatever the greenhouse gases that are there, right? So whenever these greenhouse gases are released by different sources, it can be, okay, so all these things considered under the this carbon footprint, which is calculated with respect to carbon equivalent. Okay, so but all the greenhouse gases whatever that are there, okay, that are released from different sources, all these things comes under this carbon footprint. So let's read the definition or read the statements what they have given. Energy efficiency measures such as better, okay, see here what they're asking, this is carbon footprint and they're asking strategies to reduce this carbon footprint. Okay, so what are the strategies that are there to reduce generally the carbon footprint? It is nothing but any energy efficiency things whatever that are there, if you can use those things, okay, or any renewable source of energies which we can use, okay, all these things generally comes or helps us in reducing the carbon footprint, right? So based on that, let's read. Energy efficiency measures such as better insulation and efficient appliances are the key strategies to reduce household carbon footprint. Yes, this is the right statement. Offsetting carbon emissions through afforestation and renewable energy projects is a widely used approach, though it should not substitute direct reductions. Yes, this is also right statement, because see, afforestation when we do, okay, so the plants whatever we have started growing, they will try to absorb carbon dioxide. That is good thing, okay, but that doesn't mean, for example, any industry is there, it is releasing carbon dioxide, and we have to see that industry's emissions should also get reduced. On the other hand, afforestation, if it is increased, it will also absorb carbon dioxide and it will also reduce the carbon dioxide, right? So both should be there. It should not be like if I am doing afforestation, so my industries can release any amount of carbon dioxide. No, this should not be done, right? So both has to be go hand in hand. So this is the right statement. And third one, transitioning to a circular economy reduces carbon footprint by promoting recycling, reuse and minimizing resource extraction. Yes, this is also right statement. So let's see what they have asked. How many of the statements given above are correct? So all three are correct. Okay, so all three are there in option C. Okay, let's go to the next one. In the context of emerging technologies and greenhouse gases, consider the following statements. Okay, directly we'll read the statement. Statement 1, carbon capture and storage involves trapping carbon dioxide and storing it underground. Yes, this is the right statement, because in carbon capture storage, they will try to absorb or collect the carbon dioxide whatever that is there, and they will try to store in a kind of a cylinder sort of thing, and these cylinders will be transported to different locations and they will try to store that one underground, especially wherever oil fields are there. Okay, when they are extracted completely oil, so those oil fields will be empty, right? There they will try to dump these cylinders so that it will be stored permanently. Okay, so this is nothing but carbon capture storage. And the next one, bioenergy with carbon capture and storage can achieve negative emissions. Yes, this is also right statement. It is nothing but bioenergy. See, they will try to grow some biomass. Okay, because of this growing of biomass, they will try to attract the carbon dioxide or absorb the carbon dioxide. So once they absorb the carbon dioxide, then this biomass will be stored. Okay, so this is nothing but bioenergy with carbon capture storage can achieve negative emissions. Yes, 1 and 2 are, statement 1 and 2 are right. So let's see, select your answer by using the codes given below. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. So our answer will be A option. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements about decomposers or saprotrophs in an ecosystem. Okay, so directly we'll read. Saprotrophs obtain nutrition by externally digesting dead organic matter and absorbing the soluble products. Yes, in these saprotrophs generally, okay, they will try to release some enzyme sort of thing so that the dead organisms whatever that are there, okay, they will digest externally and they will release certain minerals or sort of things. So these things will be absorbed by these saprotrophs. Okay, so this will generally happen. In that process, they will try to release the minerals or whatever that are there, okay, so that these minerals will be used by the next generation plants or anything. Okay, so that a kind of a cycle will be completed. Okay, so something will be consumed when they died. Okay, so these saprotropes will act and they will release from that one, and they once again these minerals will be utilized by the next plant sort of things, so that it will be in a continuous geochemical cycle sort of thing. Okay, so let's read the next one. In ecosystems, fungi and bacteria are the principal saprotrophic decomposers. Yes, this is also right statement. Third one, decomposers activity returns mineral nutrients to the abiotic pool, sustaining primary productivity and closing biogeochemical cycle. This is what we have discussed, right? So all three statements are right in this case, and they are asking the correct one. So all three are there in the option D. Okay, our option D will be the right answer for us. Let's see the next question. With regard to characteristic features of a sustainable society, consider the following. Okay, they are asking something about sustainable society. Okay, so let's read. Renewability. Yes, this is the right statement. Adaptability, whatever the climatic conditions are there, we need to adapt to that one. So this is also the right statement. Interdependency. Okay, interdependency between different societies, if it is there, then the consumption of resources will be minimized. Okay, so this is also right statement. And substitutions. Okay, so for example, fossil fuels are there, we need to substitute those things with renewable sources so that the pollution or emissions can be reduced. Okay, so this is also right statement. And institutional commitment. Okay, for example, institutional is nothing but different coordination should be there between different institutions, and also the policy whatever that is there, okay, that should also be in favor, and political willness should be there. Okay, legal framework should be there, constitutional framework should be there. Okay, all these things will help us in having a sustainable society. So this is a right statement. So all five are given right. So what they're asking, our features should be a part of sustainable society. So all five are parts. So all five are there in option D. Okay, so our option D will be the right answer. So let's go to the next one. With regard to carbon budget, consider the following statements. Okay, so carbon budget, very frequently we can see this carbon budget word in the newspaper. So directly we'll read. So the global carbon budget refers to the maximum CO2 emissions permissible to keep warming within the target. Yes, this is the right statement. See, what it is saying is, it is nothing but how much maximum CO2 we can release so that there will be a maximum temperature rise, okay, that will be allowed. Okay, if this temperature rise crosses beyond this one, okay, then catastrophic sort of things will be occurred, and it is nothing but called as tipping point, which we cannot come back. Okay, so that is nothing but according to Paris Agreement. Okay, we kept a target of achieving maximum temperature rise somewhere around 2 degrees centigrade, and if possible we will try to minimize that one to 1.5 degrees centigrade. Okay, so this is the right statement. And next one, the concept of carbon budget was first introduced by Kyoto Protocol. No, it is not Kyoto Protocol, but further protocols whatever that are there, they have introduced this concept, and also IPCC, all these things they have mentioned about carbon budget. So this is the wrong statement. So only one is correct, and they're asking which one not correct. Okay, so not correct is only B. So only B is there, or only second one is there in the B option. Okay, so let's go to the next one. In the context of land use and greenhouse gases, consider the following statements. Afforestation can act as a permanent solution to the problems caused by CO2 emissions. This is wrong statement, because afforestation cannot act as a permanent solution, because see, you have done some forestation. Okay, so afforestation has been done, so forest cover has been increased. Okay, so that is a good aspect, because it will try to capture some of the carbon dioxide whatever that is there in the atmosphere. But the problem here is when any forest fires occurs, okay, even you have grown a big forest, but forest fires can occur, right, naturally also. So in that process they will try to release a lot of carbon emissions, and apart from that, pest whatever that are there, they will also try to release. Okay, at the end if something happens here, the carbon is once again coming back into the atmosphere. So it is not a permanent solution, right? So this is the wrong option, wrong statement. Next one, deforestation contributes to carbon dioxide emissions both by burning biomass and loss of carbon sink. Yes, this is the right statement, because see, the purpose of any plant or something is it will try to capture some of the carbon dioxide, right? So this plant is acting as a carbon sink. Okay, so the same way if forest can act as a carbon sink. Okay, so that is fine. But when we cut down this forest, this carbon sink is reducing on one hand. On the other hand, okay, because of cutting down of this one, if this plant or if this tree is burnt, it will try to release more emissions. So on one side carbon sink is reducing, on the other side emissions are increasing. So this is the right statement. Okay, so it contributes to CO2 emissions both by burning biomass and loss of carbon sink. Next one, Peatlands, though covering small areas, store disproportionately large carbon stocks. Yes, this is also right statement, because if you see on globe wise, okay, hardly 3% of peatland area is there, but that 3% of peatland area is capturing huge amount of carbon dioxide, so that's why they are very, very, very important. Okay, so let's see what they have asked. Okay, correct statements. Okay, so 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are the correct, so 2 and 3 are there in the option C, so our answer will be option C. Let's go to the next question. With regard to international emission patterns, consider the following statements. Historically, developed countries are responsible for the majority of cumulative carbon dioxide emissions. Yes, this is the right statement, especially the developed countries like North America, Europe, okay, they have contributed huge amount of carbon dioxide emissions. Okay, so next one, per capita carbon dioxide emissions are highest in low income countries. No, this is the wrong statement, because it is the lowest in low income countries, because see, these developed countries are, if you compare, their per capita emissions are huge, okay, but when we see the low income countries, the per capita emissions are very, very less. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. Next one, currently China is the largest annual emitter of carbon dioxide globally. Yes, this is the right statement. Okay, when we see accumulated, okay, how much as a country whole it is releasing, if you see, China stands first, after that USA, after that India will come. Okay, so third is India and China is the top one. So let's read the statement what they have given. They're asking correct statement, so here 1 and 3 are correct, second one is wrong. Okay, so according to the options, 2 only are right. Okay, only 2 are right, so it is there in the B option. So let's go to the next one. In the context of the distribution and characteristics of grasslands, consider the following statement. So they're asking something about grasslands. So basic, if you know the grasslands, okay, there the rainfall is not too much high to grow a big forest, or rainfall is too much less to become a desert. Okay, so in between it will be there, so it can support maximum grasses, and here and there some trees or shrubs will be there. Okay, right, so based on that, let's see. Grassland ecosystem are dominated by grasses with few trees or shrubs, and they occur in regions with moderate rainfall insufficient to support dense forests. This is what we have discussed, right? Right statement. Temperate grasslands such as savannas experience alternating wet and dry seasons, supporting diverse herbivores and predators. See, savannas are not temperate grasslands, they are tropical grasslands, so this is the wrong statement. Next one, tropical grasslands include prairies and steppes, are among the most fertile agricultural soil in the world. Okay, so this is also wrong statement, because prairies and steppes are temperate grasslands, so they have used this term here and this term here. Okay, so 2 and 3 are wrong and they are asking correct one. So correct one is only one statement, so only one is there in option A, so our answer will be option A. So let's go to the next question. In the context of agriculture and nitrogen cycle, read the following statements carefully and choose the right answer by using the quotes given below. Okay, so excess fertilizer use increases nitrous oxide emissions through microbial soil process. Yes, okay, so almost 70% of nitrous oxide, whatever that is there, is generally released from the agriculture. Okay, because the fertilizers whatever they have used, okay, from that it will release this nitrous oxide related thing. Okay, and next one, rice paddies contribute methane emissions due to anaerobic decomposition. Yes, this is also right statement. Okay, agriculture is one of the highest contributor of methane. Okay, so within that one we can go both rice cultivation and livestock will contribute to majority. Okay, so this is also right statement. And the next one, shifting cultivation helps in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. See, shifting cultivation we know, right, it is nothing but slash and burn cultivation, right? So we'll try to cut down some forest and we'll burn those trees, and then we'll try to do some cultivation there, right? So but when we burn the trees, what will happen? Will it reduce greenhouse emissions or increase? It will increase, right? So this statement is wrong statement. So third one is wrong, 1 and 2 are correct, and they're asking correct statement. So 1 and 2 is there in our option B. Okay, so let's go to the next statement. Next question. With regard to livestock emissions, consider the following statements. Ruminants like cattle and sheep emit methane through enteric fermentation. Yes, this is what we have discussed, right? Agriculture is one of the highest contributor to methane, and within that agriculture, rice cultivation and livestock will contribute to huge quantity. Okay, almost this livestock will contribute to 14 to 18% of methane emissions. So it is not negligible, it is very huge. Okay, so livestock related emissions are negligible. See, the next statement is that one. Okay, in global greenhouse inventories. So this is the wrong statement because they will contribute somewhere around 14 to 18% of methane. Okay, so it is not less, right? So next one, manure management also produce nitrous oxide and methane emissions. Yes, this is also right statement. So what they're asking, correct ones. So 1 and 3 are correct. So 1 and 3 are there in our C option. Okay, C option is our answer. Let's go to the next question. In the context of the ecological importance and threats to grasslands, okay, once again they're asking something about threats to grasslands, consider the following statements. Grasslands are biodiversity poor ecosystems compared to deserts or tundra, providing little ecological value. No, this is, grasslands are having one of the highest biodiversity, okay, because if you can see any Discovery Channel, okay, so in that we can see lions will be there, cheetah sort of things will be there, okay, zebras, okay, all deers, okay, antelopes, okay, elephants, every sort of big species, okay, will be there in these grasslands. Okay, so that's why they are not biodiversity poor regions. They are one of the highest biodiversity areas. So this is the wrong statement. Next one, grassland ecosystems store significant amount of carbon in their soil, making them important for global carbon cycle. Yes, okay, this is the right statement. And next one, overgrazing, agricultural expansion and urbanization are major threats leading to grassland degradation worldwide. Yes, this is also the right statement. So let's see what they have asked. Correct statements they are asking. So in this correct statement, 2 and 3 are correct and first one is wrong. So 2 and 3 are there in option C. So option C will be the right answer for us. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements. The greenhouse effect refers to trapping incoming shortwave radiations by atmospheric gases. Okay, this is the wrong statement because we know, see, this is the, assume this is the earth surface and this is the atmosphere. Okay, so from the sun, whatever the radiations are coming, okay, they will come in the form of shortwave radiations, okay, and our atmosphere is transparent to the shortwave incoming radiations. Okay, once they comes to the earth surface will become heated up, okay, and earth surface will try to release these radiations. Okay, so terrestrial radiations, they are called as terrestrial radiation. These terrestrial radiations will be released as a long wave radiation, which is nothing but infrared rays. Okay, so these long wave radiation, when they are being released, okay, so now whatever the greenhouse gases that are present in the atmosphere, so these greenhouse gases will try to capture some of these long wave radiations which are released by the earth surface. Okay, so when they absorb then they will try to re-radiate back some of these rays, so that this entire atmosphere will start becoming warming, which is nothing but called as greenhouse effect. And these gases which will try to absorb this terrestrial radiation is nothing but called as greenhouse gases. Okay, so let's see the statement, next one. The greenhouse effect is always harmful. Always is an extreme statement. Always harmful to man and animals. No, this is the wrong statement because see, this greenhouse effect what we have discussed just now is a natural phenomena. Okay, and if this greenhouse effect is not there, then whatever the radiations that are coming, they will be released back completely. So because of that one, okay, this entire earth surface will become very cold. Okay, it will be minus 18 degrees sort of thing it will reach. Okay, so in those low temperatures the survival of species will be very difficult, right? So that is the problem. So in a way, if you see, greenhouse effect is a good thing for us, but the problem about greenhouse effect is because of human activities, they are releasing more and more carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, and because of that one, more and more gases are there in the atmosphere and they are trapping these greenhouse gas, these radiations, and becoming more and more warm. Okay, so because of that one, globally the temperature is increasing, which is nothing but called as, okay, global warming. Okay, so it is not always harmful, it is actually helping humans and other species, right? So this is the wrong statement. Next one, the greenhouse effect is entirely human made. No, just now we have seen naturally it is occurring, but human has intensified its negative side. Okay, so we'll see which of the following are not correct. So they're asking not correct, and here all three are not correct. So all three are there in option D. So right answer will be option D. Let's go to the next question. Consider the following statements. Wetlands are the major natural sources of atmospheric methane. Yes, this is the right statement. Livestock such as cattle contribute significantly to methane emission. We have seen this one also, right statement. Methane plays an important role in formation of tropospheric ozone. Yes, this is also right statement. So all three are given right here and they are asking the correct one. So all three are there in option C. Okay, so all three. Let's go to the next question. Which of the following practices should be a part of municipal waste management to sustainable urban development? Okay, so they are asking something about municipal waste management. So let's read the statements. Organizing house to house collection of municipal solid waste. Okay, this is the right statement. Devising collection of waste from slums and squatter areas or localities, including hotels, restaurants, office complex and commercial areas. Yes, this is also the right statement. Biomedical waste and industrial waste should not be mixed with municipal solid waste. Yes, because see, biomedical waste, if you see, it consists of blood tissues, okay, different bacteria or viruses sort of thing are there, right? So if they are mixed with normal municipal solid waste, then it will become difficult to treat, right? So that's why the treatment process generally varies between these two. So we should not mix this one. Okay, so this should not be mixed. So this is the right statement. And the next one, waste, garbage, dry leaves should be burnt regularly to ensure health and hygiene. See, should be burnt. Yes, this is the wrong statement, because these should not be burnt. If you burnt this one, what will happen? They will release carbon dioxide once again back into the atmosphere, right? So that is not a sustainable thing. So we need to use these things for decomposing all these things, right? So manure sort of thing we can use. Okay, so fourth one is wrong, and 1, 2, 3 are correct, and they are asking the correct things. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 are there in option B. So B will be our right answer. Next one, consider the following statements regarding nitrous oxide. So directly we'll read. Nitrous oxide is a long-lived greenhouse gas with a century-scale atmospheric lifetime. Yes, this is right. Once it is released into the atmosphere, its lifetime will be there more than 100 years. 100 to 120, 130 years it will stay in the atmosphere. Okay, so this is the right statement. Its emissions primarily come from agricultural activities. Yes, we have seen, right? Agriculture contributes huge amount of nitrous oxide, and N2O is also a contributor to stratospheric ozone depletion. Yes, this is also the right statement. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 are right, and they are asking the correct statement. So 1, 2, 3 are there in our option D. So D will be our answer. Is it clear? So we'll go to the next one. Consider the following statements about fluorinated gases. Okay, see, earlier these fluorinated gases are actually man-made gases, and they initially invented, okay, to be used in ACs and refrigerators as a coolant purpose. Okay, but later we have realized that these are causing ozone depletion. So because of ozone depletion, we started replacing that with different gases. Okay, so in that process, they have initially chlorofluorocarbons are there, they are released, or they have been replaced by hydrofluorocarbons. But later we came to know this hydrofluorocarbon, even though it is not an ODS, okay, means ozone depleting substance, it is not an ODS, but it has one of the highest greenhouse gas potential. Okay, so that's why we have made some Kigali agreement, and we have done a lot of things so that we want to reduce even hydrofluorocarbons also. Okay, this is the background. So let's read the statements. Hydrofluorocarbons are synthetic gases used in refrigeration and air conditioning. Okay, synthetic, man-made. Okay, so this is the right statement. Next one, global warming potential of hydrofluorocarbons is much less than CO2. No, they are much higher, tens of thousands it will be. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. And hydrofluorocarbons contribute to ozone layer depletion. No, this is also wrong statement. Just now we have seen, right? This hydrofluorocarbon is used as a replacement to chlorofluorocarbons, because chlorofluorocarbons are ODS, ozone depleting substance. Okay, so this is not contributing anything to ozone hole. Okay, but it is a one of the highest global warming potential is there. Okay, that is greenhouse gas. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. So only one is correct, and they are asking the correct one. So only one means in A option only one is there. So A is the right answer. Next one, with regard to the characteristics of artificial ecosystems, consider the following statements. So let's read what is this artificial ecosystems. Artificial ecosystems are human-made environments designed for specific purpose such as agriculture, aquaculture and recreation. Yes, these are the artificial which was made by the humans. Okay, unlike the natural ecosystems, artificial ecosystems require continuous human intervention for stability and productivity. Yes, this is also right, because human has to supply continuous energy, or for example, okay, agriculture is there, human has to continuously intervene and should supply, okay, nutrients, okay, fertilizers or irrigation. Okay, so different things he has to supply so that the stability of this artificial ecosystem will be maintained. Otherwise instability occurs or collapse will occur. Okay, so this is the right statement. So let's go to the next one. Examples of artificial ecosystems include rainforest. See, rainforest is a natural ecosystem, right? Not an artificial. Okay, cropland, gardens, aquariums, and urban parks. Okay, these are artificial, but rainforest is a natural, right? So this statement is wrong one. So 1 and 2 are correct, third one is wrong, and they're asking correct statement. So 1 and 2 are there in option A. So option A will be the right answer for us. Okay, we'll go to the next one. Consider the following statements about radiative forcing. Okay, see, in the atmosphere, see, for example, sun's rays are coming. Okay, so once sun's rays are coming towards the earth's surface will absorb these radiations and they'll re-radiate in the form of terrestrial radiation, right? So once these are released, there are certain gases in the atmosphere which will try to absorb these gases and it will try to increase the temperature of the earth, right? So once those things which are leading to increase of temperature, they are generally called as positive radiative forcing. Okay, and there are certain things which will help in cooling the earth's atmosphere's temperature. Okay, so they are called as negative radiative forcing. Okay, positive means increasing the temperature, negative means reducing the temperature. So based on that, we need this radiative forcing is nothing but the balance between this positive and negative thing. Okay, so based on this concept, just read the statements. Radiative forcing is the change in earth's energy balance due to greenhouse gases or aerosols. Okay, remember, greenhouse gases generally act as a positive radiative forcing because they will try to increase the temperature, and majority of the aerosols will act as a cooling effect. Okay, they will try to reduce the temperature of the earth. Okay, so that is nothing but cooling impact, that is negative radiative forcing. Okay, so this is the right statement. Next, go to the next one. Positive radiative forcing cools. Okay, positive radiative forcing cools. Just now we have seen it is not cooling, it is warming. Okay, the climate, while negative radiative forcing warms it. No, this is the cooling thing. Okay, so this statement is wrong. Sulfate aerosols create positive radiative forcing. No, sulfate generally, okay, causes cooling of the earth, because the majority of the sulfates generally released from the volcanic eruptions. Okay, so when they are released from the volcanic eruptions, okay, so they will try to cool the earth's surface. Okay, so this is causing negative radiative forcing. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. So only one is correct. Okay, and second and third are wrong. So what they are asking, which of the following are not correct? Not correct means 2 and 3 are not correct. So 2 and 3 are there in our option B. Okay, so option B is the right answer. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements. Oceans acts as the largest sink of anthropogenic carbon dioxide. Yes, this is the true, because almost 30% of anthropogenic CO2 is absorbed by the oceans. Okay, so next one. Deforestation reduces the capacity of the land biosphere to absorb carbon dioxide. This is also right statement, because earlier we have seen, right, forest is there means they will try to absorb the carbon dioxide. Okay, so but here once the forest is cut down, it will be reduced, right? So third one, once absorbed, carbon stored in the oceans remains permanently, this is also extreme statement, permanently locked. This is the wrong statement, because we know certain phenomena like upwelling, or even if the ocean temperature is increased, then they will try to release the carbon dioxide. So upwelling, ocean temperatures increase, then they will try to release the carbon stored. So this is the wrong statement. So 1 and 2 are correct and third one is wrong, and they are asking correct statement. So 1 and 2 are there in our option A. So this is the right answer. Let's go to the next one. In the context of energy flow and limitations of artificial ecosystem, consider the following statements. Okay, once again they're asking about energy flow and artificial ecosystem. So directly we'll read. Artificial ecosystems often have more biodiversity. See, more biodiversity compared to natural ecosystems, making them less resilient to disturbance. See, they are having less biodiversity because agriculture, okay, paddy cultivation, only paddy will be there, right? So biodiversity will be relatively less. Okay, so less biodiversity will be there, and remember, more the biodiversity, more the resilience will be there. Less the biodiversity, less the resilience will be there. So this is the wrong statement. Next one. Energy input in artificial ecosystem is largely supplemented by the human activity rather than natural cycles. This is also the right statement. Earlier we have seen, right, energy supplement is nothing but human has to give fertilizer. Okay, human has to give irrigation. Okay, all these things are nothing but a form of external supply of energy will be there, so that this artificial ecosystem can stabilize and survive. So this is the right statement. Next one. Artificial ecosystems plays no role, extreme statement, no role in providing ecosystem services to human societies. This is the wrong statement, because see, artificial ecosystem, aquaculture or agriculture, they are providing food, right? So they are providing some sort of services to the human. So third is also wrong, first one is wrong, only second one is right, and they are asking correct. Only one statement is correct, that is option A will be the answer for us. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following. Fossil fuel combustion is the largest source of anthropogenic CO2 emissions. Yes, this is the right statement. Agriculture is the dominant source of global methane emissions. Just now we have seen this one, okay? We have discussed this statement multiple times. So 1 and 2 are correct and they are asking the correct. So both 1 and 2 are there in option C. So option C will be our right answer. Let's go to the next one. With regard to black carbon, consider the following statements, okay? So black carbon is nothing but the soot, okay, that which is released due to, means whenever any organic material or anything is burnt, okay, because of incomplete combustion, this black carbon will be released, okay, and its lifetime in the atmosphere is very less, okay, hardly for days to weeks it will stay in the atmosphere. But the problem with this one is, once it released into the atmosphere, if they settle down over the ice, okay, it will try to absorb the solar radiation. Once it settles over ice and absorb the solar radiation, ice will start melting, okay, so it is having very bad impact on the earth. Okay, let's read the statements. Black carbon is a short-lived climate pollutant formed from incomplete combustion. This is the statement we have seen. Next one. It contributes to warming by absorbing solar radiation in the atmosphere. Yes, this is also the right statement. Unlike carbon dioxide, black carbon has a cooling effect on snow and ice. No, it is not cooling effect because it is absorbing, okay, solar radiation, and it is warming and it is melting the ice, right? So this is the wrong statement. Okay, so let's see what they have asked. Correct one. So 1 and 2 are correct, third one is wrong. So 1 and 2 means only 2 are correct, right? Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements about tropospheric ozone. Okay, so they're asking something about tropospheric ozone. Tropospheric ozone, we know it is a pollutant, right? Okay, it's a greenhouse gas also, okay, and it is a secondary pollutant. Okay, so tropospheric ozone concentrations have no impact on crop yield. No, this is wrong. Okay, because tropospheric ozone, whatever that is there, it is impacting the crop yield in the, like for example, they will try to impact the photosynthetic activity. So because of that one, crop yield, everything will be reduced. Okay, so next one. Tropospheric ozone is a secondary greenhouse gas formed from the reactions of methane, carbon monoxide and nitrous oxide. This is the right statement. Okay, secondary greenhouse gas is nothing but, see, when any source is directly releasing some greenhouse gases, it is generally called as primary. Okay, so and some chemical reactions or some reactions can occur between these primary pollutants and it will lead to the secondary pollutants. So this is also, these are a kind of primary pollutants, and when these are, some reactions are occurring between them in the presence of sunlight, they will try to form this tropospheric ozone, which is a secondary greenhouse gas. Okay, this is the right statement. Next one. Tropospheric ozone is also a harmful air pollutant causing respiratory illness. Yes, okay, it is a right statement. It is causing some asthma, respiratory, lung diseases, all these things it can cause when we inhale this tropospheric ozone. So let's see what they are asking. Correct statement. So 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are correct. So 2 and 3 are there in our option C. So option C will be our right answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. With regard to the characteristics and distribution of desert ecosystem. Okay, so desert ecosystem we have seen earlier also, right? So the rainfall is very less in the deserts, right? So and whatever the species that are there, they are adapted to this less rainfall. Okay, so that's why these species are very unique. Okay, so let's read the given statements. Desert ecosystems are defined by extremely low precipitation, usually less than 25 centimeters annually, leading to sparse vegetation cover. Yes, this is the right statement. Next one. Hot deserts such as the Sahara and Thar are characterized by high day temperatures and large diurnal variation. Yes, this is the right statement, because see, in the morning time, okay, the temperatures in these deserts will be very high, 45 degrees, okay, plus it will increase. But during night time, as there is no vegetation or very sparse vegetation or no any construction activities, okay, so whatever the heat that has been absorbed during daytime will be released entirely in the night time. So because of that one, surface will become very cold. So during daytime the temperature is very high, and during night time the temperature is very low. So this variation of high temperature and low temperature is very high. Okay, the difference, that is nothing but the diurnal variation is very high in desert regions. Okay, so that is what they have mentioned. The diurnal variation is nothing but the difference between highest temperature of the day and lowest temperature. Okay, so third statement. Cold deserts like the Gobi and Ladakh receives little rainfall but experience freezing winters and limited vegetation and adapted to harsh climates. Yes, this is the right statement. So 1, 2, 3 all are right in our case, and they are asking correct one. So all 3 are right, so which is there in option C. Let's go to the next one. Read the following statements carefully and choose the right answer by using the codes given below. Statement 1. Water vapor is the most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. Yes, this is the right statement. And rising temperatures increases atmospheric water vapor amplifying warming. Yes, this is also right statement, but if you see here in the statement 1 they are saying it is an abundant greenhouse gas, okay, but is there anything that is there in the statement which is mentioning why it is abundant greenhouse gas? Okay, they didn't mention anything, right? So statement 1 and 2 are right, but 2 is not explaining the statement 1. So let's see, both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. No, both statement 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 2 is not the correct explanation of the statement 1. Yes, this is the right answer for us. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements. Cement production releases carbon dioxide during chemical reaction in clinker formation. Yes, okay, clinkers are nothing but, see, in cement generally raw materials will be like a limestone they will use, okay, and they will try to heat that one to very, very high temperature, right? So in that process, in the intermediate stage, these clinkers are nothing but a kind of small ball sort of thing will form, okay. So they will try to crush this one by adding some gypsum, all these things, okay. So but these are nothing but intermediate things which are formed in the process of manufacturing of the cement, okay. So in that process, CO2 is generally released. Yes, right one. Aluminium smelting releases perfluorocarbons which are potent greenhouse gas. Yes, this is the right statement. Steel making contributes to methane emissions as its primary greenhouse gas output. No, this is the wrong statement because it will release carbon dioxide, not methane, okay. So it will release which one? Carbon dioxide. So let's read. They're asking correct statements by using the code given below. So 1 and 2 are correct. So 1 and 2 are there in option B. So B will be our right answer. Next one. Consider the following statements about the harmful effects of noise pollution. Okay, so we know noise pollution means if you continuously hear to very, very high volume, okay, for example in the phones also they will say don't use headphones with high volume because it will try to damage our eardrums, all these things, okay. So that's why there is a limit of noise which we can hear, right? Beyond that one it will be very disturbance or it will have negative impacts on our health also, okay. That is nothing but 85 decibel sort of thing, and it will cause some cardiovascular disease, hearing, okay, issues, all these things will be there. So let's read statements. Prolonged exposure to noise levels about 85 decibels can cause permanent hearing loss. Yes, this is the right statement. Noise pollution is linked to cardiovascular diseases, sleep disturbances and cognitive impairment in the children. Yes, this is also the right statements. Wildlife is largely unaffected by noise pollution since they adapt quickly to the changing soundscapes. No, this is wrong because they are also getting affected, okay. So let's see how many of the statements given above are correct. So only 2 statements are correct, so 2 are there in our option B. Next one. In the context of ecological importance and threats to desert ecosystem, consider the following statements. So they're asking something about the desert ecosystem. So let's read the statements because already we have seen something about desert, right? So desert ecosystems are important carbon sinks due to biological soil crusts that fix carbon and nitrogen. See, these are nothing but, okay, a combination of cyanobacteria, okay, or lichens, mosses, everything will be there, okay, and they will helpful in fixing of this carbon and nitrogen. So this is the right statement. Overgrazing, unsustainable irrigation and mining are major anthropogenic threats leading to desertification and biodiversity loss. This is also the right statement. Despite low productivity, deserts support unique biodiversity with a high endemism, making them ecologically valuable ecosystem. This is the right statement because already we have seen, right, very, very less biodiversity will be there in the deserts, but whatever the biodiversity that is there, that is very, very unique because they are sustaining to that very extreme temperatures. Okay, they are surviving in those extreme temperatures. So that's why this is very unique and this is very, very prominent also for us. Okay, so all 3 statements are correct in this statement and they are asking the correct statement. So all 3 are correct. So it is there in the option D. So let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements about aviation emissions. Okay, aviation emissions are nothing but from these aeroplanes or jets, whatever the emissions that are coming, they're asking about that one. But if you see in general aviation emissions, okay, whatever the exhaust that is coming, in that exhaust mostly water vapor will be there, carbon dioxide, okay, nitrogen related compounds, everything will come, okay, outside of this one. So let's read this one. Aircraft releases carbon dioxide and water vapor directly into the upper troposphere. This is the right statement. Just now we have seen contrails or condensation trails and aviation induced cirrus clouds add to warming effect. This is also Right, contrails is nothing but, see, if you can see, when any jet goes, a kind of a straight line sort of white cloud sort of thing will be formed, right? Okay, so that is nothing but called as contrails. Okay, they are nothing but a cirrus cloud sort of thing will be formed. Okay, so and these will lead to the increase in temperature. Okay, so both statements are correct. Okay, and they are asking correct statements. So 1 and 2 are correct, and 1 and 2 means both statements 1 and 2 are correct. It is there in the option C. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements about short-lived climatic pollutants. Remember, short-lived are nothing but their life cycle, okay, or they stay in the atmosphere will be very, very less number of days or months. Okay, so they will come back to the earth surface very, very fast. Okay, for example, earlier we have seen, right, black carbon is the short-lived pollutant. Okay, so let's see what they have given. Short-lived, okay, shortcut they have given. Short-lived climatic pollutants include methane, okay, so black carbon and hydrofluorocarbons. Yes, this is the true statement. Okay, so next one, reducing short-lived climatic pollutants can yield rapid climate change benefits due to their short lifetimes. Yes, this is also right statement. Unlike carbon dioxide, short-lived climatic pollutants persist in the atmosphere for centuries. See, this statement is contradicting. Earlier they have said, okay, their lifetime is very, very less, but here it is saying persist in the atmosphere for centuries. This is the wrong statement, so contradicting statement. So 1 and 2 are correct, and here they are asking the correct one, so only 2 statements are correct. That is there in the option B. Is it clear? Next one, with regard to urban emissions and global warming, consider the following statements. Okay, so directly we'll read the statement because this is very common thing which we see in everyday news. Okay, cities accounts for about 70% of the global CO2 emissions. This is the right statement. Urban emissions mainly consist of nitrous oxide from construction activities. It is not nitrous oxide, it is the carbon dioxide which is there. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. And the next one, urban heat islands intensify the warming effect of greenhouse gases locally. Yes, okay, urban heat islands are nothing but because of the concretization, okay, of urban cities. Okay, these are absorbing the solar radiation too much. Okay, and these solar radiation, whatever that are, they are absorbed during daytime, they are released in the night time. So because of that one, a kind of blanket sort of thing is formed over the cities. Okay, and this region is very, very warm. Okay, and this entire region is nothing but called as urban heat island. Okay, so not just during the night time, okay, morning time, daytime also they will try to release all these things. Okay, so very, very warm temperatures are generally seen in the cities compared to the other regions because of the concretization of the urban areas. Okay, not just concretization, in the urban areas also more usage of electricity, especially ACs, refrigerators, all these also will release huge amount of heat. Okay, that is also contributing to this one. Okay, so 1 and 3 are correct, and they're asking the correct statements. Okay, so 1 and 3 are there in the option C, so C is the right answer for us. Okay, let's go to the next one. With regard to 3 R's of sustainability, consider the following. Okay, so 3 R's of sustainability. Okay, let's see what are the 3 R's. Reduce, replace, recharge, reuse, recycle. Okay, so reduce, okay, not replace, not recharge, but reuse and recycle. Reduce is nothing but we need to reduce the wastage of any resources whatever that are there, and reuse whatever that is there, we need to invent more and more new uses so that the life cycle of that product will be increased. And also we need to recycle. Okay, at the end of its life cycle we need to recycle so that useful material can be extracted, so that whatever the new resources we are going to mine or extract, that new resource extraction can be reduced. Okay, so this triple R, okay, 3 R's is nothing but reduce, reuse and recycle. 1, 4, 5. So let's see, 1, 4, 5 are there in the option D. Okay, let's go to the next question. Consider the following statements about the greenhouse effect. Okay, the natural greenhouse effect is essential for sustaining life on Earth. We have seen, right? It will try to maintain balanced temperature. Otherwise, without greenhouse effect, Earth's temperature would have been in minus. But because of this one, the average Earth's temperature will be somewhere around 15 plus or minus degrees. Okay, 15 plus. Okay. So next one, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide are the 3 most significant greenhouse gases driving enhanced warming. This is the right statement. Without the greenhouse effect, the average surface temperature of the earth would be far below 0 degrees. This is what we have discussed. Okay, they are asking the correct statement, so all 3 are correct. All 3 are there in the option D. So D is the right answer for us. Consider the following statements about hole in the ozone layer. Okay, so ozone hole, okay, earlier also I have discussed, right? The thinning of ozone is nothing but called as ozone hole. Okay, let's see. A hole has been observed in the ozone layer in the stratosphere in Near Arctic region. No, it is not near the Arctic region, but it is seen near the Antarctic region. So option 1 is wrong. Next one, this hole allows the ultraviolet rays of the sun to reach earth directly without any obstacle or filtration. Yes, once this, see, this ozone layer is protecting us from this ultraviolet radiations, right? So once this hole is formed, okay, these UV rays will directly form on the earth surface and it will have negative impact on all the things. For example, plant productivity will be reduced, and if it falls directly on our skin cancers will be there, and on eyes, cataract, everything will occur. Okay, so this is the right statement, and what they are asking, correct statement. So only second one is correct, so B is the right answer for us. With reference to the impact of climate change on oceans, consider the following statements. Okay, so let's read. Ocean acidification is primarily caused by absorption of excess atmospheric CO2. Already this statement we have seen. Warming oceans are reducing oxygen levels, threatening the marine biodiversity. Warm water will have less capacity to hold oxygen. Okay, so that is what they have given this in the statement. Coral reefs are projected to completely, see, once again, see here, this is the extreme statement, completely disappear at 1.5 degrees centigrade global warming. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. For example, according to IPCC, okay, so with an increase of global temperature by 1.5 degrees, almost 70 to 90% of the coral reefs, whatever that are there, they will be eliminated. And if the temperature is increased to 2 degrees, then more than 99% of coral reefs will be eliminated. So this statement is wrong. Only 1 and 2 are correct, and they are asking the correct statement. So answer will be like A, because 1 and 2 are there in this one. Next one, with reference to climate change drivers, consider the following statements. So first one, let's see. Aerosols in the atmosphere can cool Earth's climate by reflecting sunlight. This is what we have seen, right? Greenhouse gases will increase the temperature, aerosols will reduce the temperature, cooling impact we have seen earlier. Black carbon deposited on the snow and ice increases melting rates. This also we have seen earlier, this statement. Volcanic eruptions contribute to long-term global warming. No, this is the wrong statement. Okay, see, volcanic eruptions, whatever that are occurring, okay, they will try to release volcanic dust or sulfur sort of things. Okay, aerosols, all these things will be released, and these aerosols will have a cooling impact in the short run for 1 or 3 years, like that. Okay, so it is not warming, but it is a cooling impact. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. So 1 and 2 are correct, and they are asking the correct statement. So 1 and 2 are there in the option A. So A is the right answer. Let's go to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding observed climate change indicators. Okay, let's see what they have given. So global average surface temperature have increased over 1.1 degrees centigrade since pre-industrial levels. This is the right one. According to IPCC, around 1.1 degrees centigrade. Okay, almost 1.1 degrees centigrade have been increased. So this is the right statement. Next one, global mean sea level have remained stable over the last century. No, see, from 1900, if you see, almost more than 20 centimeters of global ocean levels height has been increased. So but here they have given remain stable. So this is the wrong statement. Arctic sea ice extent has declined drastically in the recent decades. This is also right statement, not just extent. Okay, this extent, whatever that is there, that has been reduced, but also the thickness, whatever that is there, the thickness has also been reduced in the Arctic region. And because see, at the normal level in the globe, wherever that is there, if the temperature is increasing by certain degrees centigrade, okay, but if we see in the Arctic region, the temperatures are increasing twice than the average temperatures, whatever that are increasing in the normal regions. Okay, so this is the right statement. So 1 and 3 are right, and they are asking the correct statement. So 1 and 3 are there in the option C. Okay, so C is the right answer for us. Next one. In the context of harmful effects of ultraviolet rays, consider the following statement. So UV rays already we have seen, right? They are having negative impact. So let's see. The ultraviolet rays causes genetic disorders. Okay, skin cancers, all these things can occur because of this one. Right statement. Increased concentration of ultraviolet rays disturb ecological balance in the marine ecosystem. Yes, this is also right. Ultraviolet rays can damage physical and chemical properties of any complex chemical substance. Yes, this is also right. Plastics can become brittle when they come in contact with the ultraviolet rays. This is also the right statement. Okay, all will have negative impact because of this ultraviolet rays. So they are asking correct option. So all 4 are correct. So all 4 are there in the option B. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct for us. Is it clear? We'll go to the next question. With reference to climate change and agriculture, consider the following statements. Rising temperatures increases crop yield in all regions. Once again, extreme statement. It is not all the regions. Tropical regions and subtropical regions, okay, agriculture yields will be reduced, but in the temperate regions and little bit cooler regions, as the temperature is increasing there, it will have a positive impact there. It's not all the regions. So this statement is wrong. Next one, climate change has already reduced global agricultural productivity since 1961. This is the right statement. Already agriculture is having a negative impact because of this climate change. And extreme weather events can disrupt food supply chains. This is also right, because once extreme weathers are nothing but, for example, floods are there or very heat waves are there, okay, crop productivity is reduced. Once crop productivity is reduced means food supply chain, whatever that are there, they are all going to get impact. So which of the following are correct? So 2 and 3 are correct. So 2 and 3 are there in the option B. Let's go to the next question. Consider the following statements about climate sensitivity. Okay, so directly we'll read this question. This is also very current thing, okay, already very frequently seen in the news. Let's see. Climate sensitivity refers to the temperature rise expected from doubling carbon dioxide concentration. Okay, this is the right statement. See, what actually it is means, see, when the amount of carbon dioxide is doubled, okay, so because of doubling of the carbon dioxide, how much temperature rise is taking place, that is nothing but called as climate sensitivity. Okay, so double carbon dioxide, how much temperature is rising. Okay, so this is the statement they have given. And next one, higher methane levels reduces the sensitivity. No, higher methane level, methane is contributing to greenhouse effect, right? So it is not reducing but it is increasing. So this is the wrong statement. Next one, the estimated range of equilibrium climate sensitivity is around 10 degrees to 15 degrees. No, it is wrong statement. It is somewhere around 1.5 to 4.5 degrees centigrade, somewhere it will be. Okay, so it is the wrong statement. Only one statement is correct and they are asking the correct statement. So only one is correct, that is there in the option A. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statements regarding human health and climate change. So climate change and human health relation they are asking. So heat waves increase the risk of cardiovascular and respiratory illness. This is the right statement. Because of heat waves, okay, body fluids will be reduced. Okay, so once body fluids are reduced, okay, respiratory illness, cardiovascular disease, everything will start occurring. Warmer conditions expand the geographical range of vector-borne diseases. Yes, this is also right, because earlier, let us assume any vector-borne diseases are generally seen in warmer and wetter regions. Okay, but because of increasing in temperature, okay, other regions are also, okay, earlier only warm and wet regions are there here, but now because of increasing in the temperature, warm and wet regions are expanding. Okay, and also altitude wise also they are expanding. So because of that one, whatever this vector-borne diseases are there, they are spreading to more extent both latitudinally and long or altitude also. Okay, latitudinally they are increasing and also altitude also they are increasing. So this is the right statement. And third one is climate change has no connection with the maternal and newborn health risks. No, they have, because of this climate change, okay, extreme weather events, okay, so whatever the neonatal births are there, right, so lots of neonatal death rates are seen. Okay, newborn babies, their weight has been reduced. Okay, so they are having lots of impacts on this one. So this is the wrong statement. Only 1 and 2 are correct and they are asking the correct one. So 1 and 2 are there in the option A. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Read the following statement carefully and choose the right answer by using the code given below. Okay, so in aquatic ecosystem, light is key limiting factor as production is largely confined to the euphotic zone. Euphotic zone is the zone where sunlight penetrates. It will be somewhere around top 200 meters. Okay, euphotic zone. And excessive light can also inhibit photosynthesis. Too much heat or light will have impact, no light also will have impact. So light should be moderate. Okay, so that is in between this top 200 meters, generally light will be moderate or it is sufficient for the do photosynthetic activity or whatever the activity that is needed in the aquatic ecosystems, right? So on the surface also very less species we can see, or below 200 meters very less species will be see, but within this 200 meters we can see lot of activity can be seen here. So this is the right statement. The temperature acts as a limiting factor by constraining performance through metabolic sensitivity. Okay, this is also the right statement. So select the correct options. So both are correct and answer will be C. Okay, because temperature obviously I just now have discussed, right, too high temperature or too less temperature, right? So both will have impact. Next one, consider the following statements about climate tipping points. Okay, what is this climate tipping point? Climate tipping point is nothing but, see, beyond certain level, if carbon dioxide emissions are released, because of that one, that global temperature is increasing. So beyond certain limit, if global temperature is increased, then there is no reverse back. Okay, so there will have a catastrophic events or catastrophic things will occur where we cannot retrieve things back in the near lifetime of the humans. Means whatever the lifetime we can see, it's very difficult to come back once again. So such events are generally called as climate tipping points. Okay, let's see what is this. Tipping points once crossed can usually be reversed quickly. No, they are not that much easily reversed. Okay, by reducing emissions. No, this cannot be done that much easily. The collapse of Greenland ice sheet is considered the potential tipping element. Yes. Okay, once this Greenland ice sheet, whatever that is there, if it is melted, okay, almost 7 meters of height of global oceans will be there. Okay, sea level rise will be there, almost 7 meters. Okay, and thawing permafrost can release large quantities of methane into the atmosphere. Along with methane, carbon dioxide, whatever that is stored in this permafrost, okay, all these things will be released because of melting of this permafrost. So this is also right. So 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are right, and they are asking the correct statement. So 2 and 3 are there in the option B. So our answer will be option B. So next one, consider the following statements regarding biodiversity and climate change. Okay, so species are shifting their geographical range towards higher altitudes and latitudes. This is the right statement, because earlier, for example, some species are there, they are confined only within this range. Okay, but here, because of the global warming, the temperature has been increased. Okay, and these regions also temperature earlier little bit cooler, but now because of that little bit warmer they have become, and here the temperature have become excess. So because of that one, from here to here the species are transported, are shifting here, and from here to here the species will be shifted to other regions. Okay, both altitudinally and also latitudinal wise also. This is the right statement. Climate change has minimal effect on the timing. Okay, timing of plant flowering and bird migration. No, it is not minimal, they are having huge impact. Okay, so some flowers are maturing very early and birds generally migrate in certain specific timings, but because of the global increase in temperature, okay, or climate change, we can say these migrations are occurring on a non-timely basis. So these are having negative impact. So 1 is right and second one is wrong, and they are asking the correct statement, so only 1 is correct. Read the following statements carefully and choose the right answer by using the code given below. Fossil fuels like coal and oil have the highest carbon footprint per unit of energy production. This is the right statement. Okay, carbon footprint earlier also we have seen. Okay, renewable source such as wind and solar have significantly lower footprints. Yes, they will have lower footprints, though manufacturing and installation still emit some greenhouse gases. Yes, for example, wind turbine is there, or even the solar panels are there. So in the process of manufacturing of these things, some CO2 emissions or greenhouse gas emissions will be there. Okay, but when they are installed, when they are producing energy, then in that process there won't be any negative impact. Okay, but in the process of manufacturing will have negative impact. So this is the right statement. And nuclear power has one of the highest carbon footprint. No, nuclear energy once starts generating, it will not release any CO2. Okay, that's why it is one of the cleanest fuel. But the problem is, whenever the uranium which is used in the nuclear reactor is extracted, or enrichment what we do for the uranium, in that process some emissions can occur. Okay, so nuclear power has one of the highest carbon footprints. Okay, no, it is wrong. Among the energy sources due to uranium mining and waste disposal. Okay, even though in the process of uranium mining, all these things, some CO2 or some pollutions are occurring, but they are not that much huge also. Okay, so this statement is wrong. Okay, 1 and 2 are correct, third one is wrong, and they are asking correct. So only 2 statements are correct in this case. Next one, arrange the following layers of atmosphere in the correct ascending order in terms of height from the earth. This is very basic simple question. Okay, troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere. Okay, so troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere, 1, 3 and 2. 1, 3 and 2 is there in option C. Very simple basic question. Okay, next one, consider the following statements regarding response to climate change. Adapting strategies include shifting cropping patterns and building climate resilient infrastructure. Yes, this is the right statement. See, there are 2 terms here. One is adaptation and one is mitigation. Adaptation is nothing but already something, climate change has occurred, and we need to see how we can cope up to that changed climatic, whatever the changes that have occurred due to this climatic change. Okay, so that is nothing but we are adapting adapting to that changes. But in mitigation, we are trying to stop the climate change, whatever that is occurring. For example, I'll try to reduce carbon dioxide emissions or nitrogen related emissions, or whatever the greenhouse gases, whatever that are there, I'll try to reduce their emissions itself. That is, we are trying to mitigate those things. But here, already something has occurred and we are trying to cope up to that one. That is nothing but adaptation. So this is the right statement. And next one, once mitigation efforts such as reducing greenhouse gas emissions are implemented to slow global warming, adaptation becomes unnecessary. No, it is never unnecessary. Both adaptation and mitigation has to go hand in hand. So this is the wrong statement. So second one is wrong, first one is right. So they are asking not correct. Okay, so not correct means only B is the one. Okay, because only two statement is there in that. Next one, consider the following statement. Climate change increases the frequency and intensity of heat waves across the globe. Yes, this is true. All regions of the world are expected to experience the same type of climate extremes. No, this is the wrong, because near the tropical regions the impact will be different, near the polar regions the impact will be different, right? Okay, so this is the wrong statement. Heavy rainfall events are becoming more common due to warmer atmosphere holding more moisture. Yes, this is the right statement. Okay, earlier also I told you, right? More any packet of air, when the temperature is increased, it will try to expand and it will try to accommodate more moisture in it. Okay, more moisture, more condensation, more rainfall. Okay, this is the statement they have asked or given. So 1 and 3 are correct and they are asking the correct statement. So 1 and 3 are there in C. Okay, 1 and 3 are there in the C. So next one, with reference to sea level rise, consider the following statements. Both thermal expansion of seawater and melting of polar ice caps contribute to rising sea level or seas are result of global warming. Okay, because of global warming, not just ice is melting and then that is adding to sea level rise, but also thermal expansion of water is also taking place, which is contributing to the rise of global sea level. Okay, so this is the right statement. And next one, small island developing states are least affected. No, these are the most high affected because of sea level rise. Okay, by the sea level rise compared to the other regions. So this is the wrong statement. Okay, so which of the following statements given are correct? So only one is correct, that is the A option is the right answer for us. Consider the following statements about polar amplification. Polar amplification is nothing but globally some global climate change is occurring, right, because of the global warming. Okay, so when this global warming, if you see, compared to the other regions of the world, Arctic region, there the temperature is increasing at the twice the rate. Okay, that is nothing but polar amplification. So let's read. Polar amplification refers to the phenomena where the polar regions warming faster than the global average. This is the right. Polar amplification decelerates the thawing of permafrost, releasing stored carbon. No, they won't decelerate, they will try to accelerate, right? So this is the wrong statement. Polar amplification contribute to reduction of phenomena of global sea level. No, this is also wrong. They will try to increase, right? Okay, once ice is melted, then it will try to increase the sea level, right? So this is also wrong statement. So 2 and 3 are wrong, first one is right. So what they are asking, not correct. So once again they are asking not correct, 2 and 3. So where are the 2 and 3? Yes, B option is the right option for us. Next one, consider the following statements regarding the cryosphere. Okay, so the Arctic region is warming at more than twice the global average rate. This is the earlier way which I have discussed, right? This is the right one. Melting of permafrost threatens to release the greenhouse gases stored for millennia. This is also the right. Earlier I have discussed, right? Both methane and carbon dioxide, whatever that is stored, will be started releasing because of the melting of ice caps, right? So 1 and 2 are correct and they are asking the correct one. So in C we have both 1 and 2. Next one, with reference to ecosystem, consider the following statements. Climate change alters the timing of plant flowering and animal migration. Earlier also we have seen, right? Okay, flowering and bird migration. Okay, so the same statement, this is right. Coral bleaching events are linked to warming sea temperature. Yes, this also we have seen, right? Earlier 1.5, 70 to 90%, 2 degrees, 99% of the coral reefs will be eliminated. Okay, IPCC report. Okay, this is also right statement. The phenomena of global warming is producing a positive impact on the terrestrial forest ecosystem. No, why it is having a positive impact? It is having a negative impact, right? Okay. So global warming will have a negative impact on the terrestrial forest ecosystem because more and more high temperature, forest fires can be there, more pest will be there. Okay, these are having negative impact on the forest ecosystem. So this is the wrong statement. So 1 and 2 are correct, third one is wrong and they are asking the correct one. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, yes. B option is right for us. Next one, with reference to human settlements, consider the following statements. So desertification process are entirely unrelated to climate change. No, they are not entirely unrelated. They are also related to the climate change. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. Low-lying coastal cities are highly vulnerable to storm surges and sea level rise, obviously. Okay, when sea level is increasing, coastal regions will try to submerge, right? Okay, third one, climate change increases the frequency of urban flooding. Yes, this is the true statement. Okay, so 2 and 3 are correct and first one is wrong and they're asking correct one. So 2 and 3 are there in B option, that is 2 and 3 is the right answer for us. Next one, with reference to relationship between climate change and food security, consider the following statements. Okay, how climate change and food security are related? They are asking, let's read. Rising temperatures and erratic rainfall threaten the staple crop yield. This is the right statement. Okay, fisheries are benefiting by warming waters created by the climate change. No, they are not getting benefited, they are going to get impacted, because when the water is warmed, the oxygen in the atmosphere in the water will be reduced, because water will have less holding capacity of oxygen when the temperature is high, right? So once less oxygen is there, hypoxic conditions will be there, dead zones will be created, so fish or animal species or species whatever that is there in the water, it's very difficult to survive. So this is the wrong statement. Next one, technological advances have the potential to completely, say once again extreme statement, to completely insulate food security from the climate change. Technology in certain extent we can have a positive impact, but it cannot do complete thing. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. So 1 is right, 2 and 3 are wrong. They are asking the correct one, so only one. It is option A is the right answer. Read the following statements carefully and choose the right answer by using the codes given below. Heat waves are responsible for rising cases of mortality and morbidity. Yes, lots of in news we can see during heat wave a lot of people are died because of the sunstroke, all these things, right? So the right statement. Air quality improves as higher temperatures increase the ground level ozone. No, air quality, okay, will further, it won't improve, okay, it will deteriorate, okay, because more ground level ozone means that is a kind of pollution, right? So when we inhale that one, okay, respiratory disorders, all these things will occur. So this is the wrong statement. Climate change has helped in reducing the spread of infectious disease. No, it will try to increase, it won't reduce, right? We have seen, right, extent, geographical extent is increasing latitudinally and altitudinal wise, right? So this is also wrong statement. And what they're asking not correct. Not correct in this case. 2 and 3 are not correct. Where 2 and 3 are there? It is there in the C option. Let's go to the next one. Consider the following statement. Carbon dioxide has the longest atmospheric lifetime among the major greenhouse gases. Yes. Okay. So this is the right statement. And nitrous oxide emissions are primarily associated with deforestation. No. Earlier also we have seen this statement. Nitrous is mostly related to the agriculture. Okay. So this is the wrong statement. Methane has higher warming potential per molecule than the carbon dioxide. Yes. It is more. Global warming potential is higher than the carbon dioxide, almost 25 times. Okay, so which of the following statement are given correct? So only 1 and 3 are correct. So 1 and 3 are there in the option C. Okay, option C is the right answer for us. Let's go to the next question. Consider the following statements. Higher temperature caused by climate change accelerates soil evaporation, contributing to desertification. Yes, more temperature, moisture will be evaporated. Okay, so desertification phenomena can be there. Human land use practices play no role. Once again, extreme statement, no role. Okay, because of human activities like more overgrazing or excessive irrigation, all these things are also one of the cause for desertification, right? Because soil salinization will occur, all these things will be there. So here they have asked about no role. This is the wrong statement. They are asking not correct. Okay, see, they are asking not correct. So here not correct is second one, that is only this one. Okay, 2 only. Is it clear? Next one. Consider the following statement. Climate change can act as a threat multiplier for conflicts. Yes, climate change can act as a threat multiplier. Resource scarcity from climate change may aggravate tensions between the communities. This is also true, because communities will start fighting for the limited resources, whatever that are there. And security agencies worldwide considering climate change irrelevant to strategic planning. No, climate, see, these are the security agencies are considering this one as very, very relevant. Okay, so it is not irrelevant. This is the wrong statement. So only 1 and 2 are correct. And see, only 2 statements are correct, because 1 and 2 are correct. This is the answer for us. Next one, with reference to international climate agreements, consider the following statements. The Paris Agreement seeks to limit the global warming well below 2 degrees centigrade with efforts towards 1.5. This also earlier I have discussed, right? Okay, at the max 2 degrees, but if possible try to reduce it to 1.5 degrees centigrade itself. The Kyoto Protocol established legally binding emissions reduction targets for developed nations. Yes, this is also a true statement. And the next one is Montreal Protocol was designed to address carbon dioxide emissions. No, Montreal Protocol especially with respect to ODS, ozone depleting substances, to protect the ozone layer. So this statement is wrong statement, and this one is one of the most successful thing. Okay, so 1 and 2 are correct, third one is wrong, and they're asking not correct. Not correct is only one statement. Okay, so this is the answer for us. Consider the following statements about carbon footprint. Already we have seen one question on carbon footprint, right? So let's read. Carbon footprint measures the total greenhouse gas emitted directly and indirectly. Okay, this already definition we have seen, directly and indirectly by an individual, organization or product, usually expressed in CO2 equivalent. This is the right statement. It accounts only for carbon dioxide emissions. No, it is not just carbon dioxide. Other greenhouse gases are also part of it. Okay, excluding methane, nitrous oxide and fluorinated. This is the wrong one. They are also part of this one. The carbon footprint concept helps quantify the environmental impact and identify reduction strategies. Yes, this is the right statement. 1 and 3 are correct. Second one is wrong. So they are asking correct. So 1 and 3 are correct. Okay, so this is there in the C option. Next one, with reference to human health impacts of climate change, consider the following statements. Extreme heat waves increase the risk of heat stroke, dehydration and cardiovascular disease. Okay, same statement. Okay, we have seen earlier also. Vector-borne diseases like malaria and dengue are projected to expand into the new regions due to warming. Already the same sort of statement we have seen. This also right. So both are correct and they are asking correct. So it is there in the option C. In the context of relationship between transport sector emissions and global warming, consider the following statements. Road transport is the largest source of transport related CO2 emissions worldwide. Okay, for example, transportation, railway is also there, right? So railways contribute very less. Okay, ships, okay, all these things contribute very less compared to the roadways. Okay, so roadways are the largest source of transport related CO2 emissions worldwide, right? Shipping primarily emits CO2 and sulfur oxides with additional black carbon effects. Yes, this is also right statement. And the next one, in Europe, railways accounts for the majority of emissions of methane, okay, and nitrous oxide. No, this is not the right statement because methane, it's in very minimal, okay, and nitrous oxide is also somewhere around 4.5%, somewhere it will be there. Okay, they are, railways is contributing very less to this one. Okay, this is the wrong statement. So 1 and 2 are correct and they are asking correct. So only 2 statements are correct in this case. Next one, with regard to objectives and scope of environmental impact assessment, consider the following statements. EIA is a decision making tool that identifies, predicts and evaluates potential environmental impact of proposed projects before approval. Yes, this is the right statement. See, EIA for any project they have to done, okay, and they will see what are the negative and positive impacts of that EIA. If any negative impacts are there, they will try to correct that one. If that is also not being made, then we will try to discard that project itself. Okay, so before implementation itself, okay, or approval itself, we will do this one so that we will try to protect the environment because of the environment, and we will try to avoid the negative impacts of that project. Okay, so EIA includes assessment of both positives and negative impacts on the physical, biological and socio-economic environment. This is the right statement. In India, the first EIA notification was issued in 1994 under the Environment Protection Act 1986. This is also the right statement. So 1, 2, 3 are right and they are asking correct. So all 3 are right. C is the right answer for us. With regard to the causes and chemistry of acid rain, consider the following statements. Okay, from childhood onwards we have seen this acid rain, right? Sulfur and nitrous oxides related things when they are reacting with atmospheric water or water vapor, and they will form hydrogen sulfur and nitrous oxides, okay, or hydrogen. Okay, let's read the statements. Okay, so acid rains take place when sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides react with water vapor in the atmosphere to produce sulfuric and nitric acids. Okay, so sulfuric and nitric acids are formed, which are nothing but acid rain related. And the next one, this is the right statement. Natural sources do not contribute to the acid rain formation. It is caused by human emissions only. No, this is wrong, right? Naturally also sulfur is there, okay? It is released into the atmosphere from the volcanoes, okay? So once the sulfur is there in the atmosphere, okay, So when moisture is reacted with them, then sulfuric acid can form. And apart from that, in lightning process, whatever nitrous oxides, whatever that are there, they are formed in the atmosphere, and when they react with the water vapor, then nitric acid, all these things form. Okay, naturally also they can occur. So this is the wrong statement. Ammonia emissions neutralizes acid depositions, making agriculture regions unaffected. They won't completely neutralize, okay, partially they will neutralize, okay, but they will not have any impact, okay, means making agriculture regions unaffected. No, agriculture regions will have impact, okay, they are not unaffected, okay, they will have impact, okay, because of this one, okay, only partially it can neutralize but not completely, okay, so they'll have some negative impact will be there. So this is also wrong statement. So 1 is correct and 2 and 3 are wrong. So let's see, can you see this one? Nitrogen related, okay, sulfur related, when they are released into the atmosphere, okay, water vapor, whatever that is there, they reacts and forms, okay, sulfuric acid and nitric acid, okay, and when they comes towards the surface, they will come as acid rains. So here 2 and 3 are wrong, 1 is correct. So they're asking not correct. Not correct is 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are not correct. Okay, this is the answer for us. So next question, with regard to global distribution of carbon footprints, consider the following statement. Once again, question on carbon footprint. Let's see. Developed countries generally have higher per capita carbon footprints compared to the developing countries. Yes, this is the true. Earlier also we have seen, right? Per capita emissions are very high in developed countries. So carbon footprint will also be there very high with respect to per capita emissions in the developed countries. The United States and European Union together accounts for largest share of cumulative historical emissions than India and Africa combined. Yes, this is also true statement. Carbon inequality highlights that the richest 10% of the global population contribute disproportionately more to emissions compared to the poorest 50%. Okay, so for example, if you see top 10%, they are of the population, they are contributing to more than 50% of emissions, and bottom 50% of the population is hardly contributing to less than 10% of the emissions. Okay, this is nothing but carbon inequality. This is also the right statement. So 1, 2, 3 are correct, and they're asking the correct statement, so it is there in the option D. Next one. In the context of impact and mitigation of acid rains, consider the following statements. Okay, so same with the acid rains. Acid rain leaches essentially nutrients like calcium and magnesium from the soils, reducing fertility and impairing forest growth. This is the right statement. Lakes and rivers exposed to acid rain often becomes too acidic for fishes and aquatic organisms to survive, leading to biodiversity loss. This is also the right statement. International agreements such as the 1979 Convention on Long-Range Transboundary Air Pollution have successfully reduced air acid rains in Europe and North America. This is also the right statement. Okay, so all three are correct. So all three are there in the option D. This is the right statement. So consider the following conservation projects undertaken in India: Project Tiger, Project Hangul, and Project Elephant. So let's read what they have given. Which of the conservation projects mentioned above are associated with breeding of endangered or critically endangered species? All these three projects have breeding part of this as a major thing. Okay, so all these three are correct. So option D is the correct answer. Okay, next one. In the context of process and limitation of environmental impact assessment, consider the following statement. Already we have seen this one, right? Let's read. The EIA process typically involves screening, scoping, baseline studies, impact prediction, public consultation, and preparation of environmental management plan. Yes, this is the right statement. In India, the EIA process has witnessed large scale public participation due to widespread awareness. No, even today also the public participation is very less in this EIA project related. Okay, public consultation. Next one, strategic environmental assessment extends EIA concepts to policies, plans, and programs, enabling integration of environmental concerns at junior levels of decision making. No, it is not at the junior levels, but it is at the higher levels. So this statement is also wrong. 2 and 3 are wrong, only 1 is correct. So they are asking correct statement, only 1 is correct, that is option A is the correct answer for us. Next one. Read the following statement carefully and choose the right answer by using the quotes given below. Statement 1. Kaziranga National Park is considered to be the India's first national park. No, it is not Kaziranga, it is Jim Corbett National Park is the first one in India. This is the wrong. Yellowstone National Park, USA is considered as the first national park of the world. Yes, this is the right statement. So one is wrong, second one is right. Answer is D. Statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is correct, right? So option will be our D. In the context carbon footprint in agriculture and food system, consider the following statements. Once again, carbon footprint, okay, they are asking food miles or emissions from transporting food long distance accounts for the majority of the emissions in the food system. No, it is not. Transportation is not the major in the agriculture system. Okay, in the agriculture a lot of methane is released. Okay, in the processing also all these thing aspects will release or contribute to more pollution or more emissions. Okay, but not the transportation is also causing, but compared to other aspects of agriculture, transportation thing is, while transporting this food material is relatively lesser. So this is the wrong statement. Livestock production, particularly cattle, contributes significantly to the global carbon footprint due to methane emissions from the enteric fermentation. This statement multiple times we have seen. Plant-based diets generally have lower carbon footprints compared to the meat-heavy diets, especially beef and lamb consumption. This is also the right statements. Okay, so 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are right. So they're asking codes correct one. So 2 and 3 are correct in this case. So option will be C. Okay, let's go to the next one. Match the list containing the names of traditional water harvesting systems in India with list 2 containing names of regions where the traditional water harvesting systems are used in India, and select the correct answers by using the codes given below. Okay, so here there are given some water harvesting systems and regions. We need to see which one are correctly matched. Okay, for example, the most easiest thing is Aptani system, which is there in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so and this zinc system generally it is seen in Ladakh region, and Zabo system is generally seen in Nagaland. Okay, so A is related to 3 and sorry, A is related to 2, B is related to 3. So A is related to, B is related to 3 and C is related to 1. So option will be A. Okay, 2, 3, 1. Next one, consider the following statement. Fine particulate matter, that is PM 2.5, is considered more harmful than PM10 because it penetrates deep into the lungs and even enters the bloodstream. Yes, as the size is very less, okay, they can enter into our bloodstream also. Okay, so ground level ozone is secondary pollutant formed by photochemical reactions of nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds. This statement also we have seen multiple times. Carbon monoxide is a greenhouse gas. No, it is not a greenhouse gas. Okay, but it is a toxic gas. When we inhale this one, it will react with hemoglobin, whatever that is there, and it will try to reduce the transportation of oxygen. Okay, so in that context it is a harmful gas, not a greenhouse gas. Okay, so 1 and 2 are correct and they are asking correct statement. So B is the right statement which has 1 and 2. Next one, in the context of causes of desertification of soil, consider the following statements. Okay, desertification, we have seen this question. Overgrazing by cattle, overcultivation, presence of pressure of human population, all these things will have are causes of desertification. Okay, so which of the factors mentioned is our responsible for desertification of soil? Okay, all 3 are there, so all 3 are there in the option D, that is 1, 2, 3. Right, next one, read the following statements carefully and choose the right answer by using the codes given below. Eutrophication occurs when nutrient enrichment in the water bodies leads to algal bloom and oxygen depletion. See, eutrophication is nothing but, okay, when the water bodies have become nutrient rich, okay, because of that one, okay, a kind of algal bloom will take place on the surface. Once algal bloom covers over the surface of the water body, sunlight penetration will be reduced. Okay, once sunlight penetration is reduced, okay, at the bottom, okay, so oxygen depletion will start, okay, anaerobic conditions will occur, so that entire water body will have negative impact. Okay, so this is eutrophication. So this is the right statement. Thermal pollution decreases the metabolic rate of aquatic organisms, thereby reducing overall biological activity in water. No, thermal pollution will increases the metabolic rate. So this is the wrong statement. Okay, wherever at high temperature, okay, more metabolic activity will be there in the water bodies. Okay, heavy metals such as mercury and cadmium undergo biomagnification accumulation at the higher levels in the aquatic food chain. Yes, okay, from one trophic level to another trophic level, okay, these cadmium and mercury will keep on increasing, right? So this is nothing but biomagnification and accumulation will take place. So the third statement is right, 1 and 3 are correct and they're asking the correct one. Okay, only 2 statements are correct. Okay, next one, with regard to causes of spoilage of landscapes, consider the following statements. Removal of natural vegetation, already obviously it will have negative impact, right? Use of synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, too much of fertilizers and pesticides will have negative impact. Okay, and high efficiency of irrigation systems, okay, they will have positive impact, not negative impact, because highly efficient irrigation systems, okay. So this is the what they are asking, which of the following mentioned above is are responsible for spoilage. No, this is not having a spoilage impact, this is having a positive impact, so this is the wrong one. So only 1 and 2 are correct, so B is the right answer, only 1 and 2, right. Next one, with regard to soil pollution, consider the following statements. Soil pollution is mostly localized and has negligible impact on groundwater quality. No, it is not a localized, okay, because of soil pollution, okay. So leaching will occur, okay. So once leaching is taking place, then whatever the groundwater is there, that groundwater will get impacted because of leaching of these things, right. So it is not a local phenomena, okay. So it is having negative impact, so wrong statement. Pesticides and chemical fertilizers are primary source of soil pollution, causing long-term contamination of soil and fertility loss. This is right statement. Soil salinization results from excessive irrigation in arid regions, leading to accumulation of salts that impact crop growth. This is also right. Earlier we have seen, right, soil salinization due to excess irrigation. So which of the following statements given are correct? Okay, so 2 and 3 are correct here. So 2 and 3 are there in the C option. So C is our correct answer. With regard to social forestry, consider the following statements. See, social forestry is nothing but, okay, growing forest sort of thing, either in the village common areas or on the roads parallel, okay, or on the roads or even the railway track parallelly we can grow all these things, or on the periphery of agriculture lands, okay, and it can be done both for commercial and non-commercial purpose, okay. So let's see the statement. Social forestry aims to raise plantation by using government machinery exclusively. No, it is not government machinery exclusively, okay. Social forestry involves promotion of commercial trees only extreme statement, and it is not just commercial, both non-commercial will also be there. So both are wrong, and here correct they are asking, so none of the options are right. So neither 1 nor 2 is the right statement for us, right option for us. Next one. From here, see, we have completed almost all the climate change and pollution related questions. Now all these are current affairs questions, so we can go a little bit fast, okay. So in the context of India Skills Acceleration Initiative, consider the following statements. It is an initiative of Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneur in collaboration with World Bank. No, it is not World Bank, it is World WEF. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. It aims to close skill gap through mobilizing investments in lifelong learning and fostering government industry collaboration. Yes, this is the right statement. The initiative aims to maintain India's competitiveness in the global job market. Yeah, this general statement right. 2 and 3 are correct. Okay, they are asking correct statements. So 2 and 3 are there in the option B. Next one. Given below 2 statements labeled as assertion and reason, read the statements carefully. Assertion, okay. So the Reserve Bank of India developed this Financial Inclusion Index. Yes. Financial Inclusion Index was developed by RBI, and it has means values from 0 to 100. Okay, 0 means no financial inclusion, 100 means complete financial inclusion. Okay, especially they have seen in certain sectors like banking, all these things. Okay, so let's read. The Financial Inclusion Index was developed to ensure the progress of financial inclusion across various sectors like banking, postal service and pension. Yes, this is the right statement, and both are explaining each other. So both A and R true statements, and R is correct explanation of the A. Okay, so answer will be our A option. Next one. The term market coupling is often seen in news. This is related to which of the following sector? This is related to energy sector. Okay, so for example, okay, the bidders will be there, right? Okay, for means for buying or selling of these things. Okay, so all these things will be came to the same platform. Okay, especially the discoms, okay, or power purchase agreements or whatever that are there, they'll all, everyone will come to the same platform, and there they have used this term market coupling. Okay, so it is related to the energy sector. Next question. With reference to PM Virasat Ka Samvardhan, okay, Vikas scheme, consider the following statement. This scheme aims to support the socio-economic development of the Indian communities, includes Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, Jains and Zoroastrians, that is Parsis. See, this scheme is mainly for minorities, and we know Hindus are not minorities in the country. So this statement is wrong statement. This scheme facilitates credit links by connecting beneficiaries with loan programs. Yes, this is the right statement. It is a skilling initiative launched by Ministry of Minority Affairs. Yes, this is also the right statement, because I told you, right, minorities, this scheme is for minorities. Okay, so obviously 2 and 3 are correct, and they are asking correct one, so only 2 are the right option here. Next one, recently Kala Utsav 2025 was held to celebrate India's living art tradition. In this regard, consider the following pairs. Okay, they have given some art forms and they have given some explanation. We need to see which one are matching. Okay, Sohrai, it is a traditional indigenous art form practiced by the women of Odisha. No, it is not in Odisha, it is in the Jharkhand region. Okay, and Patachitra, it originated in Jharkhand and it is painted on clothes coated with chalk powder. No, it is not in Jharkhand, it is in Odisha. So these two are exchanged, a kind of thing. So wrong. And Patao, it is a folk art tradition from West Bengal. Yes, this is the right option. So what they are asking, only 3 is the right option there, because they have asked about correctly matched one. Third one is the only matched statement. Next one, recently the eco-friendly composite material made of bambusa tulla was developed by researchers at the Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. In this regard, which of the following statement is are correct? Okay, so let's see about this one. Bambusa tulla is a fast growing bamboo species in northeast India. Yes, this is the right statement. It is generally used for construction, scaffolding, furniture, boxes, baskets, mats, and as a raw material for paper and pulp. Yes, it is exclusively found in India. No, it's not just in North India, it is also found in Thailand region, okay, Myanmar, all these regions also. So this is the wrong statement. So 1 and 2 are correct, third one is wrong. 1 and 2, yes, 1 and 2 are there in the option D. Okay, next one. The term environmental flow, E-flow, was seen in the news. In this regard, which of the following statement is correct? So E-flow is nothing but it is the minimum amount of flow that has to be seen in any water body so that a proper healthy of the river system is maintained. Okay, proper health will be maintained so that the people who are dependent on that water body will also have sustainability. Okay, so let's read the statements which are connected to this one. So it is the quantity, timing and quality of water flow required to maintain the health and functioning of aquatic ecosystems and supports the livelihood that depends on this ecosystem. Yes, this is what I have discussed, right? If you want, we can read the other statements. It is the cleaning requirement to maintain the health and functions of the terrestrial ecosystem. No, it is talking about water bodies, right? So this is the wrong one. It is the measurement of environmental health to ensure livelihood of the both terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. Wrong, none of the statements. So option A is the right one. In the recent times, the trials of unmanned aerial vehicles launched precision guided missile, okay, ULPGM V3 were carried out. In this regard, consider the following systems. Okay, so they have launched something, okay, and they are asking some statements regarding this one. So it is a precision guided air to surface missile launched from the drones. See, it is a drone actually, okay, from drones, from the surface they can attack anyone which are there on the earth surface. So that's why it is called as air to or surface sort of thing. So air to surface missile. So this is the right statement. This missile is jointly developed by DRDO and ISRO. No, it is not DRDO and ISRO. It is Bharat Dynamics Limited. Okay, so this is the wrong statement. It can achieve a maximum range of 400 kilometers during daytime and 250 kilometers at night time. No, this also, these values are wrong. It is 4 kilometers and it is 2.5 kilometers. Okay, so this is also wrong. So only one statement is correct and they are asking correct one. So only one is there in option B. Okay, next one. The term cropping was seen in news recently. In this regard, which of the following statement are correct? Okay, so it is a study to gather crop information using field photographs and AI based models. Yes, this is the right statement and it is part of PM Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Yes, this is also the right statement. Both 1 and 2 are correct, and let's see, they are asking the correct one. So 1 and 2 are there in the option C. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Climate tipping points refer to thresholds beyond which the changes in the Earth's climate system become self-perpetuating and often irreversible. Which of the following is the most appropriate example of climate tipping point? Earlier also one of the questions they have mentioned, right? Greenland. Okay, collapse of Greenland ice sheet. Okay, they have mentioned in the earlier questions also, one of the statement it was there. So seasonal monsoon, rain fluctuation, this is the not. Okay, gradual rise of urban pollution, no. Okay, this is the right answer for us. Okay. E3 countries is an informal foreign and security cooperation arrangement of which of the following countries? Okay, so these E3 countries initially they formed in 2003. Okay, especially during Iraq war. Okay, so Now once again they are discussing something about Iran issue, whatever that is happening, right? So these E3 countries are came into front. Okay, so these E3 consist of UK, France and Germany. The USA is not part of this one. Okay, so 1, 2 and 3. So they're asking correct statement. So 1, 2 and 3 are there in option C. Okay, C is our right answer. Cambodia was seen in news recently. This country is bordered by which of the following countries? Okay, so from the picture we can see Cambodia is having border with Laos, Thailand and Vietnam, and it is not having any boundary with Myanmar. Okay, so if you see Myanmar, no boundary, but other three, okay, it is having boundary. So 1, 3 and 4. So they are asking correct answer 1, 3 and 4. Option A is the right answer. Next one. Read the following statement regarding exercise Bold Kurukshetra. Okay, it is an exercise between India and Singapore. Okay, so let's read. It is a bilateral military exercise between India and Japan. No, it is not Japan, it is Singapore. So wrong option. The exercise primarily focuses on mechanized and armored warfare training. Yes, this is the right statement. Okay, so they are asking not correct. So which of the following is not correct? First one is not correct. So option A will be the right answer for us. Next one. A technique called deep brain simulation was seen in news recently. In this regard, consider the following statements. Okay, so DBS involves surgical implantation of electrodes in specific region of the brain. Yes, this is the right statement. It is primarily used for managing neurological disorders such as Parkinson's diseases. Yes, this is also right statement. It can be used to cure the underlying neurological disease by repairing damaged neurons. Okay, no, it cannot repair or cure these damaged neurons, but whatever the abnormal signals that are coming, it can control that abnormal signals, but it cannot cure this damaged neurons. So third statement is wrong. Only 1 and 2 are right. So only 2 statements are right. So B is the right answer for us. Recently, Preha Vihare temple was seen in news. In this regard, consider the following statements. This temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and it is an example of camera architecture. Okay, this is the right statement. It is located on the border between Cambodia and Thailand. This is also right, and it has been recognized as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Yes, this is also right statement. All 3 statements are correct. So they're asking the correct statement. So 1, 2, 3 are correct in this one. D is the answer for us. Okay, so with reference to Geelong Treaty recently seen in news, consider the following statement. It is a defense agreement between Australia and the USA. It is not USA, it is between Australia and UK, especially that with respect to the submarines. Okay, so the treaty is linked to AUKUS partnership on nuclear powered submarines. Yes. Okay, so first statement is wrong, second statement is correct. So which of the following statement given above are correct? Only second one is correct. Yes, B option is the right answer for us. Next one. In the context of Democratic Republic of Congo, consider the following statements. So it is a landlocked country in East Africa. See, can you see from this picture? If you see, this is the DRC. Okay, so here it is having some boundary, or boundary is touching with the Atlantic Ocean. So it is not a landlocked. So this one is wrong. Okay, the Congo River, Africa's second longest river, flows through it. Yes, this is the right one. Its capital city is Lagos. No, it's not. Its capital city is not Lagos, but it is Kinshasa. Okay, so this one is also wrong. Only one statement is correct. So which of the following are correct? So only one. A is the right answer. Next one. Consider the following statements about the Pralay missile. Okay, Pralay missile. Okay, it is a short-range surface-to-surface ballistic missile developed by the DRDO. This is the right statement. It uses solid propellant technology and can carry both conventional and tactical nuclear warhead. This is also right statement. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, Pralay has a quick ballistic trajectory with the ability to maneuver during flight, making it harder to intercept. Yes. Okay, this is also the right statement. All 3 are right in this case, and they're asking the correct options. So C is the correct option because all 3 are there. The next question. Recently, a new site was discovered at Ratadiyari Dheri in Jaisalmer district, Rajasthan. This site belongs to which of the following crucial periods of Indian history? Okay, it is nothing but Harappan civilization related aspects that are found here. Okay, Indus Valley related. So it is Harappan thing. Next one, the last question. Nisar satellite was seen in news. With regard to this, consider the following statement. It is jointly developed by ISRO and NASA. Okay, it was there continuously in news, right? Okay, and it is the first satellite to use dual frequency synthetic aperture radar, L band and S band. L band is provided by USA and S band is provided by ISRO to study Earth's surface changes. Yes, this is the right statement. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Then they are asking the correct statement. So both 1 and 2 are correct. That is C is the right option. Okay. So we have came to the end of this test paper. I hope you got some information and inputs from this test discussion, and if any one of you has any further doubts, okay, you can contact directly through the office or through the teacher support system, where we can help you to get more clarity regarding any of these questions. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Okay, so all the best for your exam. Okay, thank you. Have a great day.